Hi, hello, my dear competitive aspirants. So this is Venkarna. Welcome to VHL Academy. Today we are going to discuss one important subject in civil engineering point of view for all competitive examination, right? So that subject is RCC, reinforced cement concrete, right? So reinforced cement concrete. This is also called as reinforced concrete structures, right? So this is very important and the maximum weightage covered for all the competitive examination from this subject RCC along with this RCC along with building materials, right? So if you see the RCC, in this RCC, if you observe the fundamentals, alright, so if you see the fundamental, so in this RCC, if you see the fundamental, so we discuss design methods, design methods, right? So design methods. So this reinforced cement concrete or reinforced concrete structure subject is completely depends upon the analysis along with the design part, right? So if you see the design methods, so this reinforced cement concrete, reinforced cement concrete. So right, so reinforced cement concrete or reinforced concrete structures, reinforced concrete structures, reinforced concrete structures are generally designed, are generally designed, right? So generally designed, so generally designed by using three different methods, using three different methods, that is, number one method is working stress method, working stress method, right? So working stress method, this working stress method in the short form we call as WSM, right? So this is a working stress method. This working stress method is also known as, this working stress method is also known as elastic method, elastic method. This working stress method is also known as the elastic method. The another name of this elastic method is modular ratio method. The another name of this this working stress method is modular ratio method, modular ratio method, right? So second method of design is second method is ultimate ultimate load method, ultimate load method. This ultimate load method is also known as load factored method, load factor method, right? So working stress method, ultimate load method, and the next method is limit state method, limit state method, limit state method, right? So working stress method, it is also known as the elastic method. This working stress method, another name is modular ratio method. Why it is called as the modular ratio method means it always follows modular ratio. That's why it is called as working stress method, and this is the modular ratio method, right? So elastic load method and load factor method. Next one is limit state method. In the short form, it is called as LSEM. Right, so these are the three different methods. By using these three different methods, we design and calculate the load on the structural member. So that is RCC structure, right? So let us discuss so one by one design methods one by one now, right? So first we go for working stress method. Right, so first we discuss about working stress method, then go for ultimate load method and limit state method. But ultimate load method is not so that much of important in the competitive examination point of view, but so working stress method as well as limit state method, these two different methods is very important, right? First we discuss about so working stress method. Working stress method. Right, so working stress method. If you see the working stress method, so working stress method, right? So it is a traditional method. Right, so working stress method, it is a traditional method of design. Traditional method of design. Right, so working stress method is a traditional method of design. Because why it is called as the traditional method? Because it is the first and oldest method. Because it is the first and oldest method. It is the first and oldest method. That's why we call this working stress method is called as the traditional method. Reason, so it is the first and oldest method, right? If you see the second point of find in the working stress method is, it is the first method. It is the first method accepted by all national courts in India. It is the first method accepted by all national courts. All national courts in India. Right, so that means so this working stress method, before the working stress method, different methods is there in India, different methods is there, right? But this different methods is based on the different areas, right? So for example, if you say Hyderabad for the design of structural member in Hyderabad code is different, for the Mumbai code is different, for the Delhi code is different, like that. So different code is there, but so the first time so it is the first method accepted by all the national courts, that is working stress method, right? Next one is this working stress method, where it is used, right? So working stress method is used. Working stress method so not only applicable for working stress method is not only applicable, right? So working stress method, it is not only applicable for design of RCC structures, right? So this working stress method not only applicable for the design of RCC structures, but also applicable for design of steel and timber structures. Alright, so steel and timber structures, right? So this working stress method not only applicable for design of so RCC member, but also applicable the design of so steel structures along with timber structures also, right? So this working stress method is applicable for design of RCC structure and the design of steel structures as well as the design of timber structures also. Alright, so this is the working stress method. Alright, so this is the working stress method. This working stress method is safest method, right? It is the safest method of design. Right, so this working stress method is a safest method. Working stress method is safest method. Right, so working stress method is safest method. Right, next one is working stress method is a stress governing method. Working stress method is a stress governing method. Right, so working stress method is a stress governing method. But what about the limit state method? The limit state method is a strain governing method. Right, so limit state method is strain governing method. Right, so working stress method is stress governing method, and so limit state method is strain governing method. Right, so strain governing method. And the next point in working stress method is this working stress method is always follows linear elastic theory. Working stress method is always follows linear elastic theory. Right. Next point is working stress method is always follows. Right, so working stress method is always follows linear elastic theory. Linear elastic theory. That's why it is called elastic method. Already we discussed the working stress method is also known as elastic method, right? Working stress method is also known as elastic method. Why it is called elastic method means this working stress method always follows linear elastic theory. What is meant by linear elastic theory? If you see the stress and the strain curve, right? So this is the stress and this is the strain. Right? So strain is independent parameter, but stress is depends upon strain, right? This is the origin point, right? Origin point. If you draw the stress and the strain curve is, so this is the stress and strain curve. Right, so stress and strain curve, it is the stress and strain curve. Right, stress and strain curve. So up to this, so up to here to here, so this is the origin point and this is proportionality limit. This is elastic limit. Right, so up to the proportionality limit, the stress is directly proportional to strain. And this is the strain, this is the stress. Right, so up to the elastic limit, so Hooke's law here applicable, but it is not a straight line, right? Up to the proportionality limit only the straight line. That means the stress is directly proportional to strain is up to the proportionality limit only. Beyond the proportionality limit, here some slight curve is there, right? So this working stress method always follows this linear elastic theory. This is the linear elastic theory, right? Linear elastic, that's why it is called as the elastic method. This is called as the elastic method. Next, very important point in working stress method is very important point in working stress method is in the working stress method factor of safety. In a working stress method, the factor of safety, right? So the factor of safety for steel and concrete, the factor of safety for steel and concrete is 1.8. Normally it is in IS 456 2000 code, it is 1.78, right? Approximately we written as 1.8, and the steel and the concrete is 3 respectively. Right, so in working stress method, the factor of safety for steel and for the concrete. The factor of safety for steel is 1.8 and the factor of safety for concrete is 3, right? But my doubt is, why we are taken the factor of safety for steel in working stress method is 1.8. Why not 3 for steel? And the factor of safety for concrete, why we taken as a 3? Why not 1.8? Remember, as a competitive aspirants in the examination point of view, that means in the time of examination, so here some confusion is occurs, right? To avoid that confusion, so remember my dear, the factor of safety in the working stress method, the factor of safety for steel is 1.78 and the factor of safety for concrete is 3. Reason, the steel is manufactured within the closed portion, right? In the industries that is the closed portion, right? From the environment there is a less effect, right? So here the steel bar is manufactured in the closed portion, that's why factor of safety required is less. But here the concrete, if you mix the concrete for the made a structural member, the concrete is mixed in the open portion, right? Okay. It is open to the atmosphere. That's why the factor of safety, the safety required is more compared to steel. Right? So the safety required for concrete is more. Reason, it is open to the atmosphere, but the steel is manufactured in the industries, right? So this is the factor of safety. But my doubt is, what is the factor of safety? But my doubt is, what is the factor of safety? Right, so what is the factor of safety? Tell me, what is the factor of safety? Right. So factor of safety. Factor of safety. Right, so factor of safety is equal to ultimate stress upon working stress. Ultimate stress upon working stress, right? This is the factor of safety. One student give this a definition is factor of safety is equal to ultimate stress upon working stress, right? One more definition of this factor of safety is factor of safety is equal to yield stress upon working stress. Yield stress upon working stress. But my doubt is, which definition is correct? Factor of safety, ultimate stress upon working stress. factor of safety, yield stress upon working stress. Which definition is correct? Right? The ratio of ultimate stress of the material corresponding to the working stress is known as factor of safety, right? But here, so ultimate stress upon working stress, yield stress upon working stress, both definitions are correct. Reason, this factor of safety, ultimate stress upon working stress, so it is applicable for brittle material. Brittle materials. What is the example of this brittle material? Brittle material is concrete. Which concrete? Plain concrete, not reinforced concrete, plain concrete. And glass. Glass also a brittle material. But here, so subject is RCC, right? So in the RCC, ultimate stress upon working stress, it is for brittle material. The example is concrete. But yield stress, this yield stress, factor of safety is equal to yield stress upon working stress. So it is applicable for ductile material. It is applicable for ductile material. So what is the example of a ductile material? So steel. Steel is a ductile material. Right? So if you take a steel bar, so for this steel bar, if you apply the tension, this steel bar is elongated. After so becoming a thin wire, then it is fails. How it is fail? It is fail as a cup cone failure, right? This is the yield stress. That is so it if you apply the tension load, it becomes a thin wire, then it is fail, right? But if you see the brittle material, if you apply the tension load for this brittle material, it fails suddenly, right? So this is the brittle material. So that is plain concrete, and this is ductile material, right? So this is the factor of safety, right? So remember, the factor of safety for steel is 1.8.